Why ENFPs like INTPs? For a lot of reasons. INTPs have some of the most interesting minds, in my opinion. Not only are they a dominant introverted thinker, which means they're constantly thinking through things and finding flaws in things and picking out little minuscule details that people don't think of and kind of logicking through stuff, much like the ISTP. Not only do they have that dominant introverted thinking, but then they have the extroverted intuition next, which basically they're looking for the possibilities. So while they're thinking about things, they're also thinking about the possibilities. So they're not just thinking in what it is terms, they're also thinking in terms of what could be. Or so they kind of come up with crazy theories like, well, what if Earth's gravity suddenly just stopped, and well, how would that affect people? And they actually think it through, though. It's not like ENFPs who are like, hey, I wonder what would happen if gravity turned off. Everybody would just flip upside down. It'd be funny. But they actually think through all of the possible consequences and what would happen because of this and that, and they put the parts together and they come up with amazing theories. I think somewhere they're called the theorists, which I would agree with, because they're kind of the Einsteins and they're just the people who come up with the scientific theories that you learn about. Although I'm sure some famous scientists were not INTPs. So I'm not saying that all smart theorists are INTPs, it's just that they are some of the best. Due to their ability to think through something so well, and at the same time explore the unknown, explore the possibilities and whatnot. I'll have to do a video on why I like ISTPs, because they have some of the same qualities, but they are applied differently. I wonder if you could hear that on the video. Some things that I've noticed about INTPs, I don't actually know that many. I'd love to know more because they're amazing people. But some things that I've noticed is they have interesting speech patterns. I don't know how to explain it, but I think it has to do with their thinking. Their thinking causes them to have very unique speech patterns. Vocabulary, they usually have a very high vocabulary. Maybe not always. I mean, I don't know that many INTPs, so if they were raised in a different environment, they might have smaller vocabularies. They tend to collect a lot of random information, but it does seem relevant to me. I know a certain INTP where you could say a word and you would have something to say about it, and I find that very likable because I love taking in new information constantly and learning new things, and so that's kind of like what I live off of, and so I enjoy being around people that have information to share. So I really like that about INTPs. INTPs are like INTJs, except they have a fun kind of humor with it. And I feel like I'm almost more compatible with an INTP than an INTJ, because INTJs are very serious thinkers. They think things through and they have I don't want to say a closed thinking system, but it is more closed. I mean, that is the difference between P versus J, is whether you draw conclusions or judgments, or if you tend to leave answers or ideas open. So INTPs I tend to get along with them better because one moment you can be talking about something serious, and then the next you can just think of something crazy with them, and they tend to deal well with both the serious and the crazy, and that's probably due to their extroverted intuition. And so I share that extroverted intuition with them, and I think that that's probably our biggest point of compatibility, is the extroverted intuition. But yeah, can't really think of anything else. In conclusion, INTPs are quirky, fun, smart, thinkers, and they're fun people to be around. I think INTPs tend to like ENFPs as well. In socionics, we are known as semi-duals, and I think that semi-duals, I haven't really studied socionics very much, but I think that semi-duals is a relationship that is a good relationship where you have fairly good relationships, but they can go downhill, and I think that ENFPs and INTPs can have conflict, and it's more of a conflict where it's a conflict and then you kind of separate for a while. It's not like a conflict you would have, like a very hateful, constantly angry at someone kind of relationship. So I think that there can be a negative in an INTP-ENFP relationship, but it's more rare, and if there is conflict, it's usually just solved by not being around each other. So it's not a more destructive conflict. So I think that ENFPs generally have very good, peaceful, fun relationships with INTPs. But that is my observations on the matter. Feel free to leave input and tell me what you think about ENFPs and INTPs and how well they get along, and whatever else you want to say about the matter, because I will be happy to hear, because I love intaking information and putting it into my filing system. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope I didn't waste your time. Bye.